Oh, it looks like initially, unless I saw it wrong, it looks like Coach Crab was on the wrong screen and had to reset. So he's already going to be behind with a having to re-roll the start screen. We've seen that in another race, but nothing fancy here in the very beginning. Both racers are going to take Hot Flash, the fastest runner out of the 3 characters that you can pick in this game, and the first level is just kind of a little, I wouldn't call it a tutorial, but pretty simple. You need to jump, avoid things. It shows you how to fight, things like that. Pretty simple stuff. But with Coach Crab not updating his start screen, that automatically gives Larry about a 8 to 10 second head start, I would say. That was made famous by Choke Me I Like It in our race last week. No, I mean, it shows you barrels, it shows you that you can skate, you can fight, you can jump, but yeah, there's nothing nearly, there's only one tricky jump, which we see Larry coming up on right here, where it's kind of there's a ramp onto a platform that if you're not lined up properly, if you don't jump at the right spot, Larry does it perfectly right there. You know, if you blink, you can miss it, but that's the really only seriously difficult part of this screen or board, I guess. I don't know. Apparently some people say board. I don't know how it works. And this is Larry on the first boss here. Well, not the boss, but you have kind of 3 phases to this boss, I would guess. You have your minions. Now the sub boss comes out of the shutter door like that, and you see your main boss, so kind of just runs around flailing her arms, and then you can take her out easily with a super kick, and Larry does that. So very good stage 1 by Larry right there. And moving on into stage 2, which is our first auto-scroller. I'm ahead of the stream. That's unfortunate. I'm going to need to slow down a little bit then.
Yeah, you're only a couple of seconds ahead, so you're doing alright. The woes of multi-twitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that the false start there by Coach Crab costing him a little bit of time here and gives Larry just a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, definitely. He had a good stage 1 too, so that is basically our only differential between the 2 runners at this point.
Unfortunately, this game takes pretty quick turns, and you can lose lots and lots of time if you miss one little jump.
You certainly can, and right as you say that, we do see AngryLarry missing one of the, as far as I know, one of my more trouble areas of the game in stage 2, where you have a few ramp jumps that are set up, and he did not hit the ramp properly, and sometimes it'll slow down your momentum, make you come up short, and that's what we saw Larry did there, and he will fall in. Coach is coming up on him right now, so we'll see if he can get by that. That's basically the only tricky part of this level. And it looks like Coach took care of it very well, so he jumps right back in the lead, and the whole menu snafu that he ran into at the beginning is obsolete, insignificant. And we're about to see Larry come up to that same spot where he made that mistake. And it looks like he gets by it the second time. So lesson learned, a little bit of slowdown. That one, if I remember correctly, that loses you about 40 seconds in the race as far as where you are. But meanwhile, we see Coach Crab on the boss, which is a helicopter dropping bombs. There's really no way to beat this boss quickly. It basically has a number of bombs that it will drop, or missiles. I don't know how many. I probably should, but really what you need to do is get him to drop as many as fast as possible, and both of our runners seem to be getting a decent pattern, dropping about 4 in the front, 4 in the back, and that's about as fast as you can do it.
Yeah, that's a lot of bombs for a helicopter. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, you think that
It has to be like 80 or 90. That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little bit overloaded. Surprised I can get that thing off the ground. Now we see Coach Crab. Moving on to stage 3, we got tires, we got oil slicks, you got guys throwing fire bombs, you have swinging wrecking balls. All in all, this is I would call this the easiest stage of the game, just because there's not a lot that can kill you. Pretty much every other stage will have more holes. Like you see those guys throwing their bombs or Molotov cocktails at the ground that kind of make a hole that you can fall into, but other than that, you can just kind of skate right by them. There's nothing real tricky. The first test of the game that you see is where Coach Crab is right now, and Larry catching up to him in 3-2. This is where anybody who runs this game, this is where you're gonna run into your first bit of trouble. Because there's a lot of pits, a lot of waterfalls, stuff that you run into, stuff that'll slow you down. You see Larry approaching the waterfalls here, going through a little bit gingerly, but that's to be expected. You don't want to mess around with that, because if you hit one of those, it'll slow you down. You'll drop in the water. You got to start all over again. Coach Crab at the fighting encounter. There's a midway. One of the battle encounters in this game, pretty similar, all of them. A shutter door will open or they'll come out of the side of the screen. You fight about 5 to 6 enemies depending on what they are, and Coach Crab takes them down, and we see Larry doing the same thing. And now Coach Crab onto the boss here, Guru Drew. And it looks like he's doing it about perfectly. He got the 2 supers on the sub boss and dropped down Guru Drew with about 5 or 6 drop kicks. So cleaned him out easily.
Yeah, Larry not too far behind, and I saw him
terribly far behind. Larry doing the exact same thing. Looks like he landed the supers. Is getting the quick kill, and probably I think he gained a little bit of time there in that level, in that stage after his death. So I would guess he's only about 20-25 seconds behind Coach Crab right now.
Still anybody's game for sure.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned it yet, but yeah, once we're getting up to the more difficult stages, that's where things can really spread apart. This is one of the easier levels in the game, in my opinion. Stage 4, another auto scroller. It's actually easier than stage 2 just because of you don't have those ramp jumps that can kind of mess with you.
Yeah, the great equalizer, the cliffs of insanity, the 33 holes of doom.
Yeah, I I like what you did there. I should know how many holes there are, but I get the reference.
That's for you, Larry. I love just how you're in the middle of the highway, random dogs, random birds.
Oh yeah, holes in the highway too, things like that, and I think, see, the way that this game works, like you're out in the desert now, so I'm thinking that you're skating, it's kind of difficult because you start in a city and then you're out in a desert, and then all of a sudden you're out in the jungle and then you're back in some big warehouse. So I can't really say where you start out, where you end up. I'm kind of guessing, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense because of the desert thrown in there. But both of our runners getting through the boss here, which is pretty simple. It's called the truck, and it throws barrels out the back, and you got to jump over them, and you got to miss them. All right. So starting with stage 5, this is where everything really will start to get difficult. A lot of runners will choose different characters based on which one they feel can get through the aforementioned cliffs of insanity. Both of our runners going with Hot Flash, which is what the world record holder does. It's definitely not my choice because I think she's too fast. It makes the cliffs a little bit too tricky, but we'll see how it goes for our runners here.
Yeah, I saw Larry doing some practice earlier, and he seems to have it down pretty well with Hot Flash. So we'll see if he can manage to pull through and actually execute and when it matters.
Yeah, that's the hard part. It's such a, you run this game, but like the cliffs are one of the hardest parts of the game, and it's such a little small area, and so easy to make a mistake that you can practice it 100 times, but once you get back to it, it's like, okay, can I do it? Can I put it down? Because it's the momentum in this game and the way that jumping works, it's really tricky. And as I say that, Koachkrab did that almost perfectly. He slowed down a little bit. He uses a little different strategy that I think Larry's going to use, but he got through that no problem. Koachkrab is looking great right now. He's putting up it looks like he's on pace for I would say 15 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he gets rafted here.
Yeah, this is the second real test of the game. And yes, right there, we do see AngryLarry coming up short on the cliffs, which is that brings you back by about a minute. So, Coach, if he clears these rafts okay, he will have pretty much a stranglehold unless he collapses and falls apart on stage 6.
Yeah, Koachkrab looking really good here.
Oh wow, we got the barrel emotes. Nice.
Hey man, you said to add it. I got right on top of it.
It looks like garbage though. I needed to delete the background a little bit better.
Yeah, you told me to add it, so I got right on top of that.
Thanks, I appreciate that, but apparently I didn't do a good job clipping it.
It's alright, the dot gives it character.
I guess. Koachkrab with a flawless run still, gonna take out the boss here. Looks like he's gonna land all of his supers and taking out the boss, and we have Larry on his second attempt at the Cliffs of Insanity, and the second time around he does get through.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get caught up here.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm far ahead or not.
Oh, I think you're fine. No, as I said, we'll see if Larry can get caught up here if he doesn't end up screwing up the rafts, which seem to be sometimes even more of a trouble than the Cliffs of Insanity for some people. So,
yeah, it's just such a small. It's so hard, especially with Hot Flash. Your momentum carries so much. It's really hard to just get that perfect little jump. It's such a small target. Going from one to the next is just a nightmare. Yeah, it's not easy, and if you can see Larry right there, going from one raft jump to the next, that's one of the harder jumps in the game, and that's what happens if you don't have that little extra momentum. You'll come up short, splash down. You got to start all over.
And Crab, for the most part, just having a pretty much a flawless run here. It's pretty nice to see.
Yeah, it's very, very impressive. I think he's going to. I think he's gonna. 6-2 right now, where he is after this spot, is the only real threat. So if he can lay this down, the way that he plays the final boss, from what I've seen, he's gonna kick the shit out of anything that I've put up.
I did start the timer just a tad late, but it did start about the time that he actually started racing. So, you know, his time here is super solid.
All right, and easy, no problem for Coach getting past 6-2. Still deathless. This is the only real test right here, unless he has a bad boss, but this is looking great. I'm going to guess he's going to get like a 15-30, maybe a 15-40 on this run, which is going to be by far the best run we've seen in this tournament, or from any practicing that we've seen so far. This is going to be incredible. Coach is the guy to beat. We just got to see how his boss fight turns out. You get 6 minions come out, and then the famed boss, the Diaper Genie, will pop out of the background and attack you. And Larry making it through slowly but surely. He just had those couple deaths at the yeah, Dig Shake. This is gonna be huge. And Dig Shake, Coach is incredible on the boss. He can get those triple kicks in. If he gets all 3, no, he missed that one. Wow, this is gonna be a huge time.
Wow.
That's ladies and gentlemen, that's about as good as you can do it right there. Yeah, that's a time right there. I saw somebody else put up a similar time. However, their stream crapped out, so nobody got to see it. But that beats the hell out of any other time that we've seen.
I keep going. You had a false start too.
Yeah, that's. I actually forgot about that till you mentioned it. So that's another thing.
Hey guys,
could have shaved off probably about another 10 seconds. So we're looking at about a 15:30. Yeah, I would say 15:37, something like that.
Yeah, hello? Fantastic run, Crab. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Besides my pulling a choke at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that false start, there was nothing wrong with that run. That was amazing.
Yeah, well, at level 1, I had really bad RNG, the fights, and yeah, I mean, everything else I executed exactly the way I wanted to. Man, I must have been saving it for tonight because my runs were pretty bad today.
Yeah, Larry, unfortunately,
was crazy good there.
How's Larry doing?
He took a couple of deaths. He took one, I think it was on stage 4, and then also took a death on the Glyphs of Insanity. So I think he just got through 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically
that's his stream right now.
Yeah, basically your normal deaths that you would take in this. So what happened with the menu there in the beginning, Coach?
It was funny. It almost happened again the second time. I just pushed down too early, you know, and the second time I had to push down twice. I hesitated because I didn't want it to happen again, and I had to push down twice.
Okay, it happened so quickly. I didn't realize that you selected the wrong character.
I selected T-Birds.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's unfortunate, especially for a run like that. But I mean, either way, I mean, we can't say anything bad about that.
No, I was very pleased. All right, I'm opening up Larry's stream right now. Has he finished yet?
He just arrived at the boss, so it shouldn't be much longer here, depending on how well he tackles the Diaper Genie.
Why is it giving me 2 commercials? So I guess I should submit that run.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm guessing you'll have a better one if you can. If you have a flawless boss run and get the menu okay, I think you could put up a 15:30 pretty easily there, Coach.
Well, that was a pretty good boss fight.
Yeah, it was good. You only missed one of the double kicks, I think, in the middle. But other than that, it was. I mean, there's not much other time that you can save other than your random fights. And there we see Larry finishing up.
There he is.
Just a shade over 3 minutes. Longer.
1904. Ooh, that's almost a PB for him. Or is it?
Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows. I mean, it's Larry. So
he said he'd have to do sub 19 for a PB. So 1904 is really close. 1904. Ooh, that's almost a PB for him. Or is it?
Yeah, it's hard to tell with everything that he's done offline and his secretiveness. Nobody really knows. I thought he was going to come out
hard to tell.
Put up a 15-minute run.
It's hard to tell anything with Larry.
Do you guys believe me now?
About what?
About how I'm not practicing off stream, and I'm about as good as a 19-minute.
I think you're saying
doing 13 minutes.
I said sub 19 beats me. I did 19 or whatever, and I lost.
I think you're saving it for Dig Shake, honestly. I think you're still lying low.
I'm trying to create this paradox where everyone ties at 1 and 2, and then we have to figure out tiebreakers. It's going to be awesome. So, Buzz Thunder, take us through the commentary run there. How did you do? What did you feel was your best stage that you announced, and where can you work on it a little bit more for next race?
I can't remember, Larry. It was all a blur. But honestly,
speaking of blur, sub 16, really?
I think, Larry,
you didn't see the time.
I pulled a choke. I pulled a choke at the beginning. I chose the T-Birds. I had to reset the game.
Yeah.
So you beat me and you chose the wrong team. Thank you.
Yeah,
Larry,
I beat you and I pulled the choke.
I think the problem was the great equalizer with the 33 holes of doom on the Cliffs of Insanity.
Oh, that is spectacular. I didn't get the mags, the master skates anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you missed those. But yeah, Larry, there was nothing you could do in that run. I mean, you could have been playing with your feet and your hands at the same time, and I don't think you could beat a 15-minute. And without the menu problem there, I think Coach would have put up a 15:35.
Can we talk about the time I didn't make the jump in stage 2 because I was hitting rhythm punches?
Is that why?
Rhythm punches.
I don't think that's why, but I pressed jump, and I guess I just didn't wait long enough on the ramp to do it. I've never died like that before. It wasn't like I hit a wall. It wasn't like my controller didn't work. I jumped, and I just missed the jump.
I mean, you told me about I mean, we talked about this in another race. That has happened to me more than once, and it can happen if you're a little late on those ramps. You'll just hit a wall and drop right down.
Yeah, I don't feel like I hit a wall. I think I just maybe jumped over the ramp instead of jumping off the ramp. And
yeah, it does like a weird mechanic where it kind of like it gives you in between physics where you're regular jumping, like the length of the jump is fine, but it gives you the floaty mechanic, but you still come up short.
Yeah, I'm 0-1.
The when you're close to the wall too, you have to be careful because sometimes he bounces off the wall.
That's right. Coach, after this race, you're all done, aren't you?
I am. I've done my 3 races. Yep. I'm going to watch the other 2 and enjoy them. It's going to be fun. Are you guys doing the restream again for these other 2?
Yeah. We're going to keep going, Coach. I just your record is what, 3-0?
Yep.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, I hope you have some mercy on the person you meet in the next round because I think that might be me.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't.
Wait a minute. Is it 2 from the 2 from each bracket are in the winners, and then 2 from each bracket are in the losers? Is that how it works?
I have no idea how it works. There's something written about it, but I never read it.
No, me neither. Why would I read something that Larry writes? You know.
Glad you know I wrote it and Dig Shake didn't write it. He's the proprietor of the tournament.
Was it Dig Shake who wrote it?
Well, does it matter?
I'm not sure it's much better.
Yeah. Actually, it does.
It doesn't get much better. Oh, look at me! I'm 3-0, and I don't have to read your rules.
That's right. I mean, who needs rules when you can go a 15:48 while pulling a choke at the same time?
Yeah, very impressive, Coach. I can't really say.
Did your stream cut out when you did it?
No, not this time. It did not. It cut out during my 16:05, but it did not cut out during this one.
The fastest 2 racers here, and we can't verify any of these runs. What's that about?
Yeah, I don't know. It's this one is verifiable, and this is the best. So,
how do you feel about that, Buzz? Are you going to practice more just so you can best this time? You thought you were in a comfortable spot, weren't you? Didn't you?
No, I've always been scared of Coach. I didn't think I was comfortable at all. I really just was. The first round is what I was worried about. So whoever I face in that is what I'm worried about. I want to beat them because I definitely want to get to Link because that's who I want to beat.
By the way, Husky21 in my chat says, and this is all in capitals, mind you, Out of any game you, letter U, can play, you, letter U again, play this bullshit, WTF wrong, Witcho, that's WITCHO, biscuit head, having ass. And there's no apostrophe after the N in having either. But there's a
I definitely like his passion.
I'm pretty sure you should have ignored that person instead of giving them a plug.
Actually, he might become the new Dig Shake. Depends on the result of this race.
So, Larry, 0-1 going into the next race against Dig Shake. What are you going to do? What are you going to change? You got any plans for this next one?
I plan not to die on stage 2, but maybe die like one more time in stage 6-2 to counter it.
Okay,
really,
dying early in 6-2, maybe like on the conveyor belt jump.
Yeah, dying late in 6-2 is detrimental. Though.
Did I do 6-2 without a death? I think I did. No, I think I died a couple times on the conveyor belts early. I don't know. It's all bleeding together.
No, you did that okay. You died at the worst parts. So there was a death in stage 2 and at the cliffs and on the rafts, and I think that's all you did, Larry.
Oh yeah, that raft jump. I thought I made that.
Everybody thinks that they make that jump.
Yep.
I thought I made that.
I always say that after I die on the raft.
Yeah. But all right, I've got another race to prepare for here.
That's true. Yeah, we've got another one coming up. So stay tuned, folks. Congratulations, Coach, and good luck on your next race, Larry, against the one and only Dig Shake.
Do you want me to leave the Discord channel, or is everyone else going to
root against in this race?
Root against Dig Shake, because you want everyone to be 1 and 2, so we do tiebreakers.
Isn't Dig Shake 0-2?
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
So I guess I got to root for Dig.
And then I got to beat Choke.
And then I got to root for you against Choke.
Yeah. Oh well. All right, get off my computer.
Bracket.
I gotta go.
Breaker.
Bye.
All right, see you, Larry. All right, guys, have fun with the commentary.
Yeah, congrats again, man. Fantastic run.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along. There's not any downtime in this, folks. This is all action, all the time, all roller games, and we are about 2 minutes away from another race here. AngryLarry against the notorious Dig Shake. You may know him from Zelda 2 Randomizer.
The notorious DIG.
Yes, exactly.